Hey, my name's Logan.
And my name is Squilliam Fancy Son.
Sorry, it's what?
Squidward Fancy Son. I feel like if we're doing a SpongeBob episode, I should be...
We're not doing a SpongeBob episode.
What do you mean?
Okay.
What do you mean?
I'll tell you what I mean in a second after I introduce the show. Before we talk about what we're gonna do. You know what I'm saying?
But I got prepped for SpongeBob.
Okay, so this this is a show called Marketer's Cut, where, believe it or not, me and Alyssa over here, her name's Alyssa, she did not say that, but it is. Me and Alyssa love to talk about movie marketing, and more recently, TV marketing. So this week, we're talking about something that Alyssa thinks is SpongeBob. It's actually a...
Wait, what's your favorite SpongeBob character? Like, if you could be a character, who would you be? I would be Squidward Fancy Son. He's so rich. He was in band class with Squidward. He goes, ha, ha, ha. What's your character?
I'd be the pirate.
The human pirate man? Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Okay, so we're actually not talking about SpongeBob at all. We're talking about a show called Squid Game. It's a little show. You might have heard of it. That is on Netflix now. We watched it recently. We mentioned last week we may not do an episode this week because we were kind of busy. But, you know, we watched this over the week and decided to do an episode on what is probably one of the most popular Netflix shows of all time, or could very well be very soon.
Fair enough.
So let's go ahead and get started talking about Squid Game. Before we jump into it, what did you like about it? Did you like it?
Why is that any of your business?
Well, I was thinking maybe the listener would want to know.
I thought it was very good.
Okay.
Wait, what did you think about it?
I also thought it was very good.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome. Well, again, the show is called Squid Game. It is written and directed by Hwang Dong-hyuk. And here's a synopsis from Imdb. Hundreds of cash-strapped players accept a strange invitation to compete in children's games. Inside, a tempting prize awaits with deadly high stakes. A survival game that has a whopping 45.6 billion won prize at stake. This was released on September 17th, 2021.
What?
Yes.
But we just watched it, like it just came out.
I know. So it's actually, it's very interesting to me because I remember watching Midnight Mass last week. It came out on September 24th. And I was kind of seeing stuff about Squid Game the weekend Midnight Mass came out. I just kind of assumed they both came out on the same weekend. And I was like, damn, this is unfortunate for Midnight Mass because Squid Game is popping off. And no one's really talking about Midnight Mass that much. Turns out the Squid Game actually came out the week before. And it had a little bit of time to organically grow for that word of mouth to spread. And by the time it started really popping off was like about a week later when Midnight Mass came out. I'm going to talk a little bit about it later, but like this show didn't have, at least in the US, that I can see a lot of like marketing and hype around it. It was very just, I don't think anyone at Netflix expected this to be a worldwide hit. So, it did take a little bit of time to get popular, but a week, 2 weeks into its run, extremely, extremely popular, and it's everywhere now,
Wait, hold up. I need to make a call.
A call?
Yeah.
Okay.
Beep, boop, beep, 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 boop. Hello, Netflix? Yeah, what the fuck? Why wouldn't you think that this is a good one? Like, did you watch it at all? Or did you just put it up? Because I feel like if you watched it, you would have been like, oh, maybe this is going to be a good one. Uh-huh. Yeah, okay. Okay? Yeah, alright. Okay, bye.
Was that entire conversation about the question you asked, or did they have some other stuff they wanted to like, they're like, oh, I forgot to talk to you about this on our weekly call last week?
They said that they didn't watch it.
Oh, okay.
They didn't watch it at all. They just put it up.
Cool.
I think we could probably make a video and send it to them, and they just put it up. But they wouldn't watch it.
Wow.
It would just be us singing a song about poops and farts.
Well, I don't want to do that. I would not love to do that.
Yeah, but if we did, they wouldn't watch it.
That's true. So, Yeah. The word of mouth has been very important for the show. If you look at Rotten Tomatoes, it has a 94% critic score, and an 86% audience score. That it's great, it's doing really, really well. And Ted Sarandos, the CEO, maybe the chief of content or something at Netflix, I might get his title wrong, spoke recently and actually kind of dumped a lot of Netflix data. Just kind of released a lot of this data that normally Netflix doesn't share. And he talked about their most watched shows, their most engaged with shows and everything. And then he also said in this presentation that Squid Game is on pace to be its most popular show ever. Like, if the viewership numbers hold, then it will be its most popular show ever, which is very impressive. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, I'm getting another call.
Oh my god. Okay.
Hey, Reed. Yeah, I know you didn't watch it.
Reed?
Hold on 1 second, Reed. Logan, there are 2 fucking CEOs for Netflix. Reed and Ted.
There's 2 CEOs.
Yeah, and I'm talking to Reed right now on the phone. I really probably shouldn't keep him on hold.
Okay, I'll let you get back to Reed.
Reed, no, Ted told me you guys didn't watch it. I just don't get it. Why wouldn't you watch it? Uh-huh. Yeah. Okay, okay. Uh-huh. Okay. Alright, Reed, I gotta go. We're doing the podcast. Okay, alright, bye.
Do you want to explain to me why you're, on speed dial terms with Ted and Reed, and they haven't promoted our podcast yet?
They don't really like our podcast.
Do you think it's because you did a little call in the middle of it and said, "Hey, Netflix, what the fuck?" Do you think that's why?
No, we have that relationship, but they just don't like just how they didn't watch Squid Game because they thought it was going to be stupid. They don't listen to our podcast because they think it's going to be stupid.
I mean, fair enough.
Fair enough. That's what I said. I was like, okay, whatever Ted and Reed want to do. I mean, they're the ones who own Netflix. Fuck.
Okay. So this actually it is currently the most popular show on Netflix in 90 different countries, that's global, if you ask me. That's worldwide.
I only know 5 countries.
It's the pit bull of Netflix shows.
Can you list those 90 countries? I don't think I know a lot of them.
I cannot list them, but can you respond to my joke where I said it's the pit bull of Netflix shows? It's the Mr. Worldwide of Netflix shows.
That's why Ted and Reed don't listen to our podcast. Do you see what I'm saying? When you say that, I'm sure they listened to the episode and they heard something like that and they were like, oh God, and they just stopped listening.
Do you think Ted and Reed listen to Mr. Worldwide?
For sure not.
Oh, okay, fine. I'm sorry, Pitbull, that Ted and Reed, your 2 most sought after fans don't listen to you. I'm really sorry.
Unless
what?
there was a Pitbull documentary that they decided to put on Netflix, then maybe they would, dabble in him. But I don't think there is one on Netflix right now.
If there's a Pitbull documentary in the next 6 months, we know that Ted and Reed listen. All right, so moving on. It's been very popular. Netflix is actually getting sued right now by internet provider SK Broadband because they want Netflix to pay for costs from increased network traffic and maintenance work due to an apparent surge of viewers on the platform. This is fucking wild to me. And it may seem like, oh, that's fucking bullshit, but there very well could have been a kind of a contract in place for Netflix. It's like, hey, we're going to pay you for this much bandwidth or whatever. You're going to provide this much. You know what I'm saying? Or, this could just be an internet provider that has nothing to do with Netflix and you're just really pissed at them. I don't know. I thought it was very funny, though.
Yeah, it's kind of funny.
Yeah. So, Ted and Reed, make sure your lawyers are getting on that.
Logan, they're not listening. Stop talking to them.
You
they're
can
not
call
listening.
them.
No, they were.
Can I call?
No.
Okay, great.
They said, please do not give our number to Logan. I already told you they really don't like you that much, and that's why they don't listen to the podcast, so.
Okay. Well, I read this other tweet today, too, that said, Squid Game creator Hwang Dong-hyuk wrote the show in 2009, but was rejected by studios for 10 years. He once had to stop writing the script and sell his laptop for $675 due to money struggles. And now it's the number one show in 90 countries and set to become the most watched show in Netflix history.
Yeah, give this man a Nobel Peace Prize.
Nope. Nobel. We don't want to use the copyright of Nobel Peace Prize, so we have Nobel, the better prize.
Yeah, TM.
Yeah, TM. There's actually some kind of discourse right now on Twitter about this because like it's being framed as like a nice story of perseverance, but then a lot of other people are like, no, studios were being fucking dumb for 10 years. Like, this isn't a story of perseverance. This is a story of how bad studios are at picking content. And, like, maybe. I think the answer is probably somewhere in the middle. You know what I mean? I think it's very hard to actually know what's going to... You can pick a show that's going to be successful, most likely. But to know it's going to be a hit this big, I think it's more of a crapshoot, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? I don't necessarily think you can manufacture or, like... on the business side, create a hit this big that way. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. So Ted joined in 2019 on Netflix, I believe. 2019, and so... Or 2020.
Oh, that's a rough year for someone to join Netflix.
Well, then never mind. I was thinking maybe because he joined, he was the one who someone came to him and they're like, what about this one? And he didn't watch it, but he was like, yeah, go for it.
I love the name Squid Game. Wow.
But... there's no way because if it was in 10 years, 2019, so it wasn't Ted. Ted was just there when it was, happening, I guess.
Great. Let's try to talk a little bit about why the show's so popular, though. I mean, it's good. It's a good show. It's a great show.
That's why it's popular.
I mean, honestly, when it comes down to it, yeah, I think so. And it's kind of weird. So before we talk about this, like, there are a lot of articles, if you search, like, anything about Squid Game, there are so many that's like, how the hell is Squid Game the most popular show right now? Are you wondering how Squid Game's popular? And, like, I just don't feel like I saw these articles when, like, Bridgerton was huge, or The Witcher was huge for Stranger, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
People more like, yeah, those could be hits, that's fine, but this show that is, made in Korea, spoken in Korean and everything, people are just losing their shit about how it could possibly be popular across the world. And it feels a little bit, what's the word? Loaded? When you're asking these questions, Do you get what I'm saying?
Kind of.
Like, I don't know. I don't think... we can talk about why it's a hit, but I think there's a weird amount of shock that it's a hit. And it's like, no, that's just... No. So, I mean, one of the articles I looked at is an NBC News article, which, interesting, that they have a big article talking about, like, a hit on Netflix and everything. But, their main reason for why they think it's a hit is word of mouth, which, yeah, word of mouth, it's good. That one makes sense. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Another thing they said is, like, meme potential. And, like... that's a chicken or the egg kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, is it a hit because of the memes? Or do the memes only exist because it was a hit in the first place? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and again, memes are one of those things where you can't manufacture a meme. You can't manufacture, like, a TikTok trend. Like brands try to do it all the time, and all that happens is their hashtag gets hijacked by anything else. You remember? Remember the In the Heights challenge thing, where, like, people were just posting anything, and they had the hashtag In the Heights challenge on there?
Yeah, our hashtag Nut Game.
Yeah, Nut Game is one that is happening now, but I don't know what's going on with it. But I did read a little bit about it. Do you know what's going on with Nut Game?
I know, it's a big deal. They said, let's do Nut Game, and everyone said, what the fuck?
Oh, that's the Nutter Butter one, right?
Yeah, and everyone's like, hey, Nutter Butter, that was not a good one. That was a bad one.
No, I'm going to talk a little bit about it later, but some brands are also really trying to hijack the popularity. In questionable ways. That one, very questionable.
Listen, I could see how you'd be like, why is this popular? Because we know people who do not like to watch subtitles. We know people who are...
Well, yeah, but there have been other subtitled hits.
I mean, that's recently. True, and I think that Parasite has pushed this out of its vagina.
Okay, well...
in a way that everyone's like, wow, you know what? I don't know. Maybe people were skeptical before Parasite about... I don't know exactly. Well, but then they were like, you know what? Parasite did a good job. And this is also supposed to be like kind of thrillery, like Let's give it a fucking try.
I do know, like, personally, of people that Parasite has converted them into a subtitle accepting viewer and stuff. But one thing, and I don't know how much weight there is to any of this, but one thing the NBC News article brought up is this sort of like the growth of like Korean culture in the U.S. in general. So like Parasite and like Bong Joon-ho's like popularity is one aspect of that. Like Parasite blew up in the U.S. and then because of that, a lot of his films also blew up in the U.S.
And then K-pop.
Yes, K-pop is another one that NBC News actually brought up. So you have things like BTS and Blackpink, which are huge. Like you're seeing Blackpink albums in Target and stuff, you know?
You're seeing Blackpink merch in H&M.
Exactly. Like that's everywhere too. And then this was not in the NBC News article, but another one that I think is relevant is Train to Busan, a hit zombie film, you know, that's in Korean, that's getting a U.S. remake. Which, you know, has sparked a lot of debate and everything, but it's also getting a remake. And another one that just popped into my mind was Snowpiercer, which, while not in Korean, while it's spoken in English, you know, was directed by Bong Joon-ho and then got a TV series on FX. So, like, a lot of this media from Korea...
hey, guess where that stemmed from? A good bit of that is from the popularity of Parasite right out the vagina.
A lot of this stuff is before Parasite.
Okay, well, I know, but people are... Snowpiercer, you know what? Who did that? That amazing man who did Parasite. Vagina.
Okay. Okay.
Yep. You're in shock.
I just don't know what to say to you. Another thing that the article brought up is how, quote unquote, accessible Netflix makes their offerings. So, you know, for this film, it is offered in, sorry, not film, TV show. It's offered in 37 different languages. Subtitles in 37 languages, dubs in 34 languages, allowing, you know, people who would rather not read subtitles to enjoy it too, or people who can't speak the language to enjoy it. Mm-hmm. It's great. Now, there's been a lot of talk about the quality of the subtitles and dubs, and like even today, we watched it in Korean with English subtitles, and you know there's a lot of stuff online about how the English subtitles are bad and they leave out really important context, and they were sort of lazily done, probably, you know, done in the cheapest way possible just so they could have it out there. I would even argue that maybe Netflix didn't think the show would be a hit in the U.S., so they only did English subtitles as like not a formality, but like, oh, we just do this for everything, so let's throw some English subtitles on it too, you know? But then we watched it with the English dub, with the English subtitles on, and like, they do not match up at all. Like, they're saying completely different things.
Yeah.
Which is weird. And I don't know, you know, we've seen that like the subtitles don't match up with the Korean dialogue and everything. So I'm wondering if maybe the English dub is more in line with that Korean dialogue, or if it's just equally as bad. I don't know. So while they do make it accessible, there is, you know, kind of a discussion to be had around like the quality of that. And clearly it didn't affect the show that much, but there could be other shows that, you know, are in whatever language that are not getting translated well to other countries, and they don't become a hit. Maybe because people just don't like them because they seem bad, because, you know, the dialogue just doesn't make sense. So I don't know. I think it's an interesting part of it. And another thing to note too is like it's not the first non-English language show to be a giant hit for Netflix. Like worldwide, Lupin was a French show that was really big, and Money Heist is also huge, and that's in Spanish. So there's already like a precursor to this happening on Netflix, which kind of brings me back to like it's not that much of a shock that this show is successful. It's really not, I don't think. Mm-hmm. It's impressive, and it easily could have been watched, but not the most popular show in the world. But like, I just didn't see the same sort of shock with other like English-speaking shows. In terms of the marketing, there's some. So this feels a little disjointed, and I think that's probably because Netflix is a global company with different divisions across the world. So I'm making the assumption here that these three different things I'm about to bring up were done by three different divisions, three different marketing teams and everything, okay? So a replica of that doll that is in the red light, green light game was exhibited on Ortigas Avenue in the Philippines in September. That's cool. Some nice, like, guerrilla marketing type thing. Get it out in the public and stuff.
Sounds like something I do.
Exactly. There was a set replica exhibit in Seoul, which was prematurely closed due to COVID-19 complications. You brought up Parasite. Do you remember in Parasite they did like the tour of where it was shot and everything, which was very controversial? You remember that? But it seems like a theme in some Korean marketing is like getting people in there where it is and everything. And some Squid Game pop-up store. There was a Squid Game pop-up store in Paris with a chance to win a 1-month subscription by playing a little children's game there.
Subscription to what? BarkBox?
To Netflix.
FabFitFun?
To Netflix.
Hulu?
These are very okay. these are very different things. They're very different, and they do feel a little bit disjointed. Like they don't feel like they're part of a larger thing. I didn't hear about any of these. You know what I'm saying? And just because none of them was in the U.S., it doesn't seem like there was a lot of marketing in the U.S. at all for this. Now there will be. I'm sure. Netflix is going to push like, oh, we have Squid Game. Subscribe to us for that. But like there wasn't. You want to talk about some brands jumping on the hype?
Sure.
Okay. Well, you already mentioned, Nutter Butter tweeted, well, forget about Squid Game, we want Nut Game.
Hashtag Nut Game.
Hashtag Nut Game, which is very funny. Hashtag Nut Game is just a great hashtag. But we have another brand now. I don't know what this bank is, but it's RHB. And they have, you can get a little design on your credit card sometimes. So they have a credit card with a design with the circle, triangle, square thing. The card that I would say the murderers in the show give out to people, give out to the poor people. So
they could murder them.
I personally wouldn't trust this card.
Yeah, I don't think that's not a good idea.
Yeah, I don't think it's a great idea. And this last one isn't a brand hopping on it, but it's more like people just getting excited about Squid Game and everything. Some people created a custom Squid Game custom game. I said that weird. A Squid Game custom game in Roblox. So that's Roblox's second appearance on this podcast. We're coming up on a year of doing this podcast. We started it with Roblox, and
we're rounding it out with Roblox, baby. Wow,
yeah, coming full circle. So yeah. What do you feel about
perfect
that?
way to get children to be interested in murder.
Yeah.
Great.
Cool. Well, that's all I have. We normally talk about a trailer and post you here. Guess what? We're not doing that today because we didn't see a trailer before the show. We heard about it through word of mouth. I don't think a lot of people saw a trailer before the show. There may not even be one. I'm sure there is one. But we're not even going to talk. We're not going to waste time talking about it because, honestly, who cares?
Good job.
No, we've already spent a lot of time talking about some good stuff. Let's talk about our own ideas now. Our own ideas that are going to be better than a trailer.
Easy peasy.
Okay, lemon squeezy. Go for it.
Squids.
Okay. Elaborate.
Many squids. You put them places and you say, "What's this?" And the squid comes with a card. But on the card it says, "Watch Squid Game." Because you see the squid on the street. You're in New York City and you see a squid and you're like, "What the fuck is that?" And you look on it. Taped to it is the card that says, "Watch Squid Game on Netflix." There's so many squids out. Dead squids. Squids are dead.
Okay.
Ooh, another good idea is you're at an aquarium and there are a bunch of squids there and they swim in the shape of what's on the card. The circle, the triangle, the square, in whatever order they come in.
How do you make them do that?
They're trained. They train animals to do a bunch of stuff at the aquarium.
Have you ever, and I'm not saying it's not possible, have you ever in your life seen a trained squid?
No, but I've seen a lot of other trained animals at the aquarium. I don't think they have a lot of squids at the aquarium, but I bet if they did, they'd be training them.
Okay. That's a lot to handle.
What do you mean? It's a really good idea.
I just thought of the phrase squid pro quo, and I don't know what it means. And I don't know how to come up with a marketing idea with it, but like, what about, because quid pro quo means like, you do something for me, I'll do something for you. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's actually used in a lot of sexual harassment training videos, because there's two bad types of sexual harassment in the workplace. There is quid pro quo, which is like, hey, do a bad thing with me and I'll promote you. Mm-hmm. Very bad. Do not do that. I've learned this through many videos. And also, I've also learned it just from being, I think, a hopefully decent person. And and the other one is a hostile workplace environment, which is, someone's walking by and you're like, hey, look at that thigh, loving it, and you make somebody feel uncomfortable,
Yeah.
So, but I don't want to use
now
it.
I feel like you're talking about a giant squid that makes people uncomfortable to watch the show, and I just don't think that's appropriate.
Okay, well, I wanted to say that that's not the quid pro quo that I mean. I just mean like general, you do something for me, I do something for you. Squid pro quo. You watch Squid Game, I'll give you a squid.
I don't think people want squids.
I'll give you an episode of Squid Game if you give me another good show idea, because we're Netflix and we're skipping out on some good ones for a while.
What if you made people play the game where you have to slap it down and flip the thing? Slap it down and flip the thing. Everyone knows what I'm talking about, correct?
If they've seen it, yeah, probably. If not, then they have no fucking clue.
You can do that, but you don't get slapped. If you lose, you I don't know, they give you a little squid merch, Squid Game merch.
Okay.
Here's a Squid Game shirt.
What if you did a companion podcast where you have two people who are kind of just they're for each episode where there's a game in it, you have a little podcast, and it's kind of some people, they do a little pre-game talk show. They do a little narration of the game, like commentating the game, and then they do a little post-game thing. Kind of like a sports show.
That's actually a decent idea.
Yeah.
One of the most decentest ideas you've maybe had.
Wow.
Not good, just decent.
Wow. Okay. Well, unwell. Can we go back to Squid Pro Quo? Is there anything else with this?
You're trying to... Do you want a squid to sexually harass people?
No, that's not what I want.
It's just what I keep imagining.
It's not what I want.
Okay, well then tell me what you want then. I'm waiting.
Is there another good squid pun? No?
Now listen.
Take the squid off the pickle jar. Instead of a lid, you have pickle jars with squids on it.
Nope.
Okay.
That's so bad. SpongeBob's still running every day. They're still doing their thing. It's been... first episode was probably in 95, 98. That's a good guess. So it's been going for a good bit. And they're still going. And I just think maybe you have an episode where baby Squidward, him and William and all their other classmates play these games.
Okay.
Because they are squids. And they also they let this one get on Netflix.
All right. No, I feel you. I got another thing, though. Look.
Okay, so you didn't like my idea.
I mean, I'm trying to get away from SpongeBob. I just don't know what else you want me to say.
It's more about squids.
Well, it's not. It's a SpongeBob thing. Here we go. You ready? Okay, this show's already big. It's already successful. We don't need more marketing ideas for this show. But it is going to have a season 2.
But then what the fuck are we talking about?
It's going to have a season 2. Hey, enough with the hostility. This is a hostile workplace environment right now. It's going to have a season 2. And what's something they could do alongside a season 2? Companion podcast. I already talked about it. Amazing. You know what else they could do? A companion reality show. A companion competition show. You don't kill the losers, but let's do a real Squid Game. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, though, because the whole point is that you kill them really good.
Well, yeah, maybe you act like you kill them, but you don't.
And also, they only played, a couple of games. You're not really going to get a lot of episodes from that.
You act like you kill them. What's that show that was on Netflix that we watched a couple episodes of? Where they had, the obstacle course they have to go, and they're on, the lava? Oh, the floor is lava. Right? Isn't that what it's called?
Yeah.
Do you remember when you fall in the lava? The way they cut it is they fall under the water and then they never come up, and then they make the other teammates act like their partner just died.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you just do that for Squid Game.
But you'd only get 6 episodes. If that, the things don't really take that long.
I know.
So it'd be a short show.
Have you ever watched Survivor?
No.
Well, so Survivor, they have multiple games per episode, but you could just fill a lot of it with these people just hanging out in their little room. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that's an hour-long show, but they do a couple games per show.
They're talking, you pull people away, and they do little interview cutaways, the interview inserts and stuff like that. Man, I did not think I was going to win red light, green light. But then my boy here helped me out. Camera zooms out. Boy's right beside him getting interviewed. He's like, I did because I don't want my friend to die. Wink. He does a big wink because like you want to make people think they're gonna die, but he also like doesn't want people.
Wait. Sorry, Reed's calling me again.
Okay. He's calling you this time?
Yeah. Okay. Let me answer real quick and then I'll tell you about it.
Okay.
Hey, Reed, give me 1 second. We're still doing the podcast. I have to tell Logan something. Okay, so Reed and Ted can hear us because there's Netflix on our TV, which means they can hear in all of our rooms.
We hear for you? They hear for you? They
yes.
hear for us? Do you get the reference I'm making?
Yes.
Yes! That's a Succession reference, guys.
So that's why he knows we're talking about this right now.
Okay,
he
great.
He knows what we're talking about.
Well, hello, Reed. I get
what
you
about
can't
Ted?
talk back to me.
What about Ted?
Hello, Reed and Ted. I get Ted Reed is what I like to say sometimes.
Hurry up, he's really holding for me on the phone.
I get that you can't talk back to me. If you ever want to, just give me a call. DM me on Twitter.
What's your phone number? Say it on the podcast.
I'm not saying it on the podcast. Reed knows it. We all know.
He doesn't. He doesn't want to talk to you. He hates you.
We all know Ted Reed knows it.
Okay, Reed. I know. I think the Survivor idea is stupid too, but yeah, I know. Okay, yeah, I'll tell him maybe we should end the podcast because he just keeps saying dumb shit. Okay, yeah. Yeah, no, I know we're not trying to ruin your reputation. Okay, yeah. Yep, yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah. No, I'll text it to you. Yeah, okay.
I've never felt so alone.
Okay, bye.
I've never felt so alone.
Okay,
in my
Reed
life.
says that you can't even mention. It's almost like illegal for you to even mention Survivor because Netflix doesn't own Survivor, and he says it's also a stupid idea because now he's seen the show and he thinks it's stupid of you to like talk about Survivor, and that didn't really make sense. He also said how would you make the episodes long enough? So he said maybe we should just wrap it up.
This is so funny that Reed just happens to agree with everything you say. It's weird that you guys are almost like a hive mind, you know?
Well, Ted keeps calling me, but I'm done talking to Ted. He's probably on your side, but I won't answer his calls.
Oh, great. Well, Ted, again, I'm always here. If you want to reach out, if you want to be on the podcast, Ted or Reed, we'd love to have you on. Great. So I guess we're ending the episode because all I'm saying is dumb shit. Find us on Twitter and Instagram at Marketers Cut. Find the podcast anywhere you can find podcasts or on YouTube. Learn more at marketerscut.com. I want to thank Jacob Wall for his art. Find more of his work on Instagram at Jacob Art Wall. Why are you laughing at me? Again, please drop us a review on iTunes. Maybe one day we'll start climbing the charts, and you as a fan will have maybe some new friends with some other fans of the show.
What would our fans be called? Cutters?
Yep. Well, I like cut heads.
What about market heads?
That's not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mark heads?
Nope, that makes it bad.
MCs.
The idea is decent, but then it makes it more seem like we're a DJing podcast.
I mean, are we not?
We definitely are not.
All right. Well, that's it again. Drop us a review on iTunes. It'd be great. It really helps us get in front of more people. And if you want to retweet or share our podcast on social media, I wouldn't be mad at you if you did it. I wouldn't. So if that's what you're worried about, I don't want Logan to be mad at me, don't worry about it. All right. Well, let's go.
Leave? Leave?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to play it with music now, but I'm going to do some other squid puns. So isn't quid it's either a term for an actual money or it's slang? So you get I think it's British. Like a British dude up in here oi mate.
It's Australian every time.
Oi mate.
Every time it's Australian.
Oh, you got some quid? Sorry, I fucked it up. Oh, you got some squid? Great. I think that's it. I already said lid. Ooh.
You were gonna end it with a bunch of puns, and you have one.
Yeah. Yeah. Squid. Squid.
The,